8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Def Con 1.
Once upon a time, there was a little trader. He had power, the power to see through divergence. He understood his mission, his goal, his journey. This little trader has his goal set on turning pennies into bag loads of nickels. Come and join this little trader's journey. Like, right now, we are about to be live. Seriously.
Welcome guys, here's FundedCoffee at ThinkDifferentTrading with another London Open, and the London Open will start in about 40 seconds and now 35 seconds. We saw the big push down yesterday on the news. We see it here a bit better on the 50-minute chart. I can't. My MT4 doesn't allow me for some reason to change. Wait. Alright, now we can work with something. As I changed my MT4 account, I had to change the suffix here. So now, as you can see here, we had a decently big push on the news. So now we are a bit in an awkward spot here, maybe ranging, maybe not. Maybe a continuation, maybe a reversal, we don't know just yet. So we have to see for further confirmation, again through our divergence. We see here a nice rejection on the POL, and we are currently all going down on the 4 indices. The DAX is now pushing a bit higher here. So we see some type of divergence right now on the DAX, but not much yet to play with. You notice that we are making here again higher low, low, higher low, lower low, and we could potentially see it here also again for a continuation push to the downside. But for that we need some type of volatility in the market, which we currently don't see as much. So we have to wait a bit. See if we could also get a potential retest of the London Open now. Maybe get a continuation trade to the downside. We're getting now here the entry arrows on the indices, showing us again how all indices are doing the same thing currently. So I do not want to enter right now. on that potential break here. See that the market is still just right here at the support line. We have to wait a tiny bit. We see now that a significant low is broken. Cannot see it here on the muffler, which you see here on the chart that we broke just now. A significant low. The immediate turn of that candle on the 1 minute chart on all indices. That's why you always need to wait till the 1 minute candle closes until you take a trade. No need to rush, no need to think we have to enter now on the entry signal, and just chill and just follow the flow of the market. The entry point here just gives us potential setup. It depends on us whether this setup is a good setup to take or it's not a good setup to take. Okay, now we are still ranging. We couldn't break or close below the range here. So it's likely that we move a tiny bit up again, retesting potentially the London Open, and then we might look for something either to the upside or to the downside. But again, the reason why I didn't want to take anything just yet is because all the indices were doing the same thing, which is for us a warning sign that we might not really go that direction which we currently go, and that the market will likely do a pullback before deciding on something else. Again, you might notice that I'm really not talking about whether we are going to be going down or not. I just generally look at the momentum and then I will see what I want to do. That's what people should do. Instead of trying to predict the market, you should just read the momentum, read the market flow, and then decide whether you should better take a short or a long based on that. Right now, we're ranging and I don't have any buys. We see the DAX pulling up here above the London Open. But as we have the other indices still ranging, there's nothing for me to do. We have a potential to go further up, but I don't know yet. Or I don't know if we actually will, since we have no confirmation here. There's no trade for me. There might be a trade if we break below London Open and we see a rejection here on the other indices. But till then, we don't have any trade. You're just looking at the market and what it currently does, and not about what it could potentially do in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Usually at the end of the day, when you're trying to predict the market, you usually use your confirmation bias, which means that you generally look to predict the market to the direction where you want it to trade. For example, if I had to make a guess, I would give you the idea that I would want to be short and that we will drop here further, but that's just my opinion because I want it to drop. It doesn't mean that it has to drop, and that's why I don't talk a lot about which direction I think it will go, and I just go with the flow instead. Right now we're going up and maybe retesting the POL. That's what we see right now, and we are still potentially making a higher low here. A lower high. My god. That's all I can see right now. But we do see some momentum now to the upside, which is interesting. So maybe if we see bit more divergence here, we could take a trade to the upside, just because we have some momentum on our side. So in the end, if there's momentum, you need to ask yourself, does it make sense to still look for shorts despite the downtrend here? Or does it maybe make more sense to trade a push to the upside based on what we currently see? We see a bit of divergence here on the DAX as it's the strongest it seems so far. As it even kind of retested POL and then continued to the upside. We have also now the Dow above the POL as well as the SPY. The Nas just barely trying here, potentially go a bit higher. But again, we are currently not really moving a lot, so it's very difficult to take a breakout trade here. What I might want to think about is whether I could take a short if we go to the top of the range here, for example on the Dow. But till then, I probably won't take anything. Right now we are nicely rejecting on the Nas here at the POL. We also see here that we broke a minor pivot high here. We also see it on the other indices as well. We see here actually on the DAX that we broke a major pivot high just based on the method which we see here. You can already tell what the market did without looking at the higher time frame. Doesn't necessarily mean that we see a reversal here. It just means that we recently broke a significant high here. That's all what it says. It might mean that we could get a pullback for a continuation. It might mean that we see a reversal. Could mean anything. But the only thing that we do now is that it broke a significant high currently. We do see now some type of rejection here. Might be interesting for a short opportunity. We see here even better on the DAX here that we just recently here broke a significant high, potentially in the bigger range. If we go once to the bigger chart here, we do see that we have here a potential range right here. All the way to here, we do have a range potentially, and we see it currently rejecting very well. It might mean that we could enter potential short here on the NAS. The short could have been already right here on that candle. You want to be aggressive. But for now it still looks more bullish than bearish here, seeing that we reject the POL and London Open on the Dow here, for example. Also almost the same here on the SPY. So if we can get now a nice bullish bar, we might see some more bullish momentum coming in the market, as we're currently changing slowly on the 1 minute chart to an uptrend. Keep in mind that the new 50-minute candle comes in about 20 seconds here. So we could see a push higher here. What I would like to see is more of a flip here. So we go first down now a bit, and then we might break to the upside. We might see it now already. My problem is here that the volatility really isn't there. You see how slow those candles are. They're fine for normal movement, but we are currently at the London Open, you need to consider, and we are really not moving a lot here. Looking at the 1 minute chart, maybe we can look also at the individual indices first. Okay, so what do we see here? Very important is also that we are still in the extended range here, which you see with that dotted line. Our extended range, where we need to break out first to confirm basically whether we are volatile or not, and we are currently still just right in the middle of that line right here. See? So it means that we are, or it means that it confirms our suspicion that we are ranging currently. I won't go too much in the extended range here, which I show here, as it's more for the mentorship, but you just need to know those lines mean that we are inside a range when we're between those two lines. I know some people might have taken that buy here as it looked rather good, but now you can see we're currently going down here. So we again filtered a potential bad trade here, just based on our divergence and price reading that we are in a range. Sadly, currently the London Opens are very boring to trade. I hope that changes soon so I can actually show you some decent trades during the London Open, and I can't just talk about how I don't take a trade because of low volatility here. There was a potential trade actually here as we formed double top. I guess I could have taken. No, thinking about it, but very difficult looking at the other indices. Very difficult to take a trade here. And you see here also beautifully on the DAX, which was the strongest at first, is now actually being the weakest and changing its direction. As we broke a significant high here, which gave us a good indication in a ranging market that we might go down. And compared to the other indices, for example, the SPY just broke a minor high. We also see it on the Dow. It broke a minor high. The DAX here shows that it broke a major high. And that's why we likely see a bigger pullback on the DAX compared to the other indices. Back to the overview. Not my currency, because I didn't save the profile. No, okay, we are good. While the market's maybe not doing a lot, we could also look real quick on Forex. Do we see anything crazy here? We see a big push to the downside here, continuation of that huge wick here from the news. We are currently going much further down, it seems. We also see a signal now, sell signal on the daily time frame on the pound dollar, which might be an interesting thing to think about here. We do reach some type of support soon, so maybe, just maybe, we could consider taking something once we pull back, and then we could take something to the short side here. We also broke out of that extension range here, you see it also. Those two lines here are the extension range, just on the bigger time frame for swing trading. Which might also confirm here our volatility and direction to the downside. What do we see here currently is that JPY is very strong currently. We have the dollar also getting stronger here. The CAD is getting weak. The pound is slowly turning here actually, if you see the slope here, which is very interesting to see. So there might be a pullback coming. Going to see that the yen is the strongest on the 4-hour chart, and the dollar is just right behind it. We see the New Zealand dollar actually losing strength very strongly. If you might remember from yesterday's stream that the New Zealand dollar was the strongest yesterday on both the daily and the 4-hour chart, and it's now losing right now strength. So here you might also get a signal here on the short side on New Zealand CAD here, New Zealand CAD. Let's see, we have a weak New Zealand dollar, but we also have a weak CAD, so we might not take that trade here, since both the CAD and New Zealand dollar are currently weak at the same time, so that might not be the best idea to take. US dollar CAD could be a good trade here, maybe a bit late right now to enter. It's again also might be decent here on the time frame, daily time frame. Yeah, once we close here, that might be a good trade to the upside to take. There's still a lot of movement to do for the monthly range, not as much on the weekly range, which is fine, I would think. Similar story here on UJ, but a huge topic on the news here on UJ. Almost hit the weekly range 100% and then rallied from here. Probably a good trade would be EJ. Okay, that's a very weird downtrend here. Very slow and 200 bearish candles here in a row. I don't think there's anything that I want to do with that pair currently. We also see that the euro is very weak, but currently sloping up, so we could see some strength coming in the euro for a bit of time now. So it might not be the best idea to take a short right now, but once the daily time frame closes, I would actually be interested to take a potential for euro potential short, and GBP US dollar also potential short. And here it looks also fine to potentially get a short here to the downside on the CAD, Euro CAD. We also have here confirmation that we are currently in a downtrend, but it's of course a tough market here to trade. We are very rangy, but maybe breaking out here slowly. You notice here that we do break out and get a pullback currently, so we could, for example, look for an entry on the 50-minute time frame once we get a entry signal, if you would want to. Similar signals here across the board for the dollar pairs. Not a lot of difference between them. GBP, JPY just also one direction here. What a weird market, really. Anyway, I already forgot about the indices here. Seems like we do see some down push now. could have been a decent trade on the break of London Open, but we did it very similarly, seems. But here again, here would be a perfect entry on the SPY. We have here the entry point on the Dow, which is right on the London, so that's not really a perfect trade to take. We also have between those sessions here on the Nasdaq, but we do have the entry on the break of London Open on the SPY, so that could have been your best bet for a short opportunity. I was just getting a bit busy or too distracted with the Forex pairs right now, as they seem so weird. I personally would like to see a proper breakout here on the 15-minute chart, or 5-minute chart at least, and then a pullback, entry signal, and then a short that I would like to take. But right now it's not enough for me to really think of a short here. We do get an entry error here, so if we can close properly and get maybe a slight pullback, it would be a very interesting entry to take here. You just notice that we have broken a major low, which is right here, so we broke out of the range, which is a confirmation again that we just broke out of the range. It doesn't necessarily mean that we are having a reversal now again. It just means we broke something major and we might get a pullback because of breaking a major high or low. In this case here, we broke a major high or low, but we also broke that range, confirming through that big circles here which we have. So I personally right now, with the 5-minute entry signals here which we have, I would certainly try to look for sells here going out of the London Open, or out of the initial London Open. We could also consider taking a trade. If we break here now below the lows here, you could consider taking a short based on the 5-minute flip turning bearish. Do we also see it similar? It's a similar story here on the 15-minute chart, yes. You notice here it's the new 5-minute chart is also the new 50-minute chart candle. So, sorry. My voice is cracking up here in the morning. But yeah, I would look for a short opportunity once we break below here. Anyway, that's it for me. You know what you should do when something happens here, and I will close the stream now. Thanks for listening, thanks for being here, and I will see you in the Telegram chat. Bye bye.